If you know me personally, you know that I am obsessed with the Green Arrow. That's my favorite superhero, my favorite television show, and so I am so sad that there are no new episodes of the Green Arrow. RIP to the GOAT Oliver Queen, man. But just like any other television show, there are some real life applications that can be drawn from it. For me, one of the biggest takeaways of the show was the ongoing friendship between Oliver Queen and John Diggle. These guys were like brothers. Diggle started off as the chauffeur and bodyguard of Oliver, and then he eventually became the first recruit for Team Arrow. And even as these guys were on the same team, fighting crime side by side, their brotherhood was anything but perfect. They went at it a lot, both verbally, physically, and it even got to the point where Diggle stepped away from Team Arrow on several occasions. But it doesn't matter what happened, how bad times got, or how much they disagreed with one another, they continued to be there for one another. They continued to have each other's backs, and they remained brothers until the end. Well, I think this is a concept that this generation has lost sight of. And I'm speaking for myself. I'm not excluded from this. I'm going to be honest with myself and with the people. But I believe this generation has a tendency of being quick to cut people off, cutting people off that don't agree with them, cutting people off when you see things in them that you don't like, or when they don't live up to these perfect expectations that you have of them. And so on the flip side, people are always wondering why they don't have many friends or why they can't seem to be in a successful relationship. Well, maybe one of the reasons is because every time God sends you someone, you quickly cut them off or kick them to the curb when they don't live up to all of your requirements or expectations. My grandma always says that we all have our own idiosyncrasies. In other words, we all have funny ways or unlikable characteristics about ourselves that we all have to deal with in our relations with other people. And so you may not agree with someone, you may not like everything about them, but as long as they're always there for you, as long as they can be relied upon, as long as they continue to be loyal and treat you right, then that person is worth keeping around. A lot of people have their walls up, and it makes it very hard for people on the other side of these walls to get through to you or to even be themselves around you. And I personally believe that you can miss out on some of your blessings by always having your guard up and playing hard to get towards people that really mean you no harm and could be the best addition to your life if you will loosen up a bit and just let them in. So before you kick another person to the curb or decide that they no longer deserve access to your life, just think about how God deals with you. Think about how God continues to show you new mercy, new favor, and new grace each and every day, even when you don't deserve it. Think about how God never distances himself from you or cuts you off, even when you disappoint him. And just think about the fact that even when you draw further away from God, in response to that, he draws even closer towards you. One of the biggest requirements that God has for human beings is to love mercy. So are you being merciful in your everyday relations and interactions with other people? Or are you playing judge, juror, and executioner, sending people away without thinking twice about it? Choose mercy today.